Are there any specific techniques, David, that you would recommend around creating a more compelling kind of story?
Well, there's a few. The first thing is don't use spatial audio unless you have to. Because what I'm trying to say here is when you start playing around with the spatial audio, the first thought is like, I'm going to put so many things flying around and spinning around and making little funny sounds everywhere, and that's not good. That definitely is not good. It doesn't work. You get kind of dizzy, just overwhelmed, right? So the first thing is decide what is important to be heard in the spatial audio and what it doesn't have to be. For instance, let's say you have a very far away train, right? And it could be super fun to put the train with a lot of sounds and Doppler effect and whatever and move it across the room. But at the end of the day, if it's far away, probably you don't care. You may have maybe a stereo reproduction of it, and that's it. You don't need to waste CPU resources and so on and so forth to create that train, right? So that would be the first thing. It's like use the spatial audio when it's needed. The second thing, know your tools. Basically, sometimes if you're creating let's say environmental kind of scene, you don't need to create like 60 different spatial audio point sources. Maybe you could use just an ambisonic recording, and maybe first order, 4 channels, and that should be plenty for a lot of situations, right? So know your tools, and another thing is if you're a professional in audio, you work with your DAW. I know there's plenty of tools that you could use in VR or AR. VR, I think, is one of them. But at the same time, I recommend to start using game engines. I know there are in theory game engines, but because the spatial audio is such intrinsically linked to 3D objects, understanding how an engine moves the objects around, animates them, places them, obstructions, or anything that you could see on the engine will help you with the sound. And it will give it to you for free in most cases. You could say any surface I have, or any object I have is an obstruction object, for instance, right? It will be much easier to try to explain that to a DAW system. How do you do that, right? You will have to mess around with EQ or whatever to make it work. So yeah, definitely know your tools and get used to game engines. I think they are a very useful thing for spatial.
That was a great answer. User experience, we're going to move along.